Well, as you can see, I am not at Northfield Park tonight for Oso Pine. I had booked off. There's just too much going on right now. I could have left at 2 o'clock and been home at 7, which I will do. Or I could have stayed and been home at 1:30 in the morning. It just made no sense for me to get home at 1:30 in the morning when I can see my family and my kids and Tuck Addy. And tonight, Billy Davis was at Northfield Park, so he's going to drive Oso Pine tonight. I will be going back Wednesday. I think I'm going to try and take back That's My Girl, if possible. She's getting ready to get finished off for the training side of the season and get ready to race. I believe Fox Valley Brits get an Italian Grit in a week's time. We'll be heading to Indiana. There's lots of races there for them now, and this filly may not be long behind them. I've talked to you a lot about a lot of things that could happen over the next few weeks, maybe the next shorter than a few weeks, whether it be a lot more horses heading to Northfield Park, whether it be my family heading to Northfield Park and how that will look. I know the news from Ontario was pretty glib, pretty rough today. The highest number ever of COVID-19 cases today in Ontario. I have given up going down the political path, at least for this week. So no more to talk about other than I feel very bad for a lot of the people in Ontario. And I hope we can get back racing here as soon as possible. My job is to make sure that we plan for the worst and hope for the best, and I'm doing both, very much so. So as news gets out this week of what is going on in Ontario, it will solidify what we are doing here at thestable.ca. I was going to give you best case, worst case, but it depends on what you're looking for and who you are, right? For me, I just want my family to be safe. I want my stress level to come down a little bit, and I want our horses to have a clear path to the summer of 2021. And I believe, what are we doing here now? 403 Toronto East, 403 Hamilton West. Okay, I think I'm going to take this one. Oh yeah, I know where I am now. I was lost for a little second. So part of that will be I had emailed Ava School. I told you guys this. I'd emailed Ava School and asked them what finishing off the semester for both Ava and Oliver would look like remotely, online, or whether they could send curriculum for them to do. That's important for us as a family, but it's important for us to be safe. So as you know, still haven't taken my Band-Aid off. I think I was supposed to take it off a couple of days ago. Maddie will get a kick out of the red Band-Aid. So I'm vaccinated. I'd like to get my wife vaccinated and get my kids out of here right now. And that's not a dig on anybody or a shortfall of any kind. That's just me worrying, Anthony McDonald worrying about the McDonald family. As far as our horses are concerned, if it's going to be easier for our horses to operate, get finished off, and start their rookie season in Ohio, then I would suggest every horse that is not an Ontario sired horse will be in Northfield very soon. That may come as a shock. Maybe that's okay with you. I'll still endeavor. As I planned for the worst, I have spoke to Northfield Park about lodging for our caretakers if they want to come over, and we already have some that have raised their hands and said they would. Secondly, how do we keep our clients updated in a video way? I've spoke to the racetrack about that also, and I think that we may be able to come to some sort of an agreement. It won't be a drone, but they'll be able to video the races video the training much like the races, and we'll be able to bring it to you live. That's my hope. So in the event that we decide to pull the trigger and move these youngsters, and we can't do it right away. If we decided right now we were taking them, we would still have to draw blood work, Coggins, health papers and all of them, then work out shipping with Doyle Transport. So there's a lot to be done if we decide to go that route. But if we do, things will be in place for us when we get there. That doesn't mean that I'll be walking away from Ontario. I suspect at some point the federal government is going to have to acknowledge that people are vaccinated. I would think at the very most if I got a negative test within 72 hours and proof of vaccination, which I have in my passport, I shouldn't have to quarantine, right? I think that's what will happen moving forward. At that event, when that happens, I can make my way over and train some of the babies here and work on both sides of the border. A little more taxing physically, but at least something set in place for me to work away at, rather than going to bed not knowing what tomorrow's going to look like. So you guys have known me a long time now. You know that one, I can take a lot of stress, and two, I can take a lot of chaos and pivot when I have to, and we're doing the very, very best we can. The reason I'm giving you this message in the burns is because I can't give you the burns. I can tell you in the 2-year-olds, the 3-year-old section, the racehorse section, how your horses are. I can't tell you who's going to be in what barn just yet. You know who's in Harry's barn. There's a Almost Their Boss and Confederate Cruiser are down there on the 2-year-old side. They're the first 2-year-olds to leave the top barn right now. And Confederate Cruiser's not going to stay there. He may be coming to Ohio. If we leave, he'll be coming. What do the rest of the stables look like? Well, I'll bring that to you this week. I'll piece all that together and bring that to you this week as I have more information. That is assuming this is the direction it will come in. And quite frankly, the only way that will happen is if Ava and Oliver's school can give me a response that's amenable to what I asked for, and that we can work on as a family. So that's where I'm at right now. Regardless of what we do moving forward, there'll be 30 to 40 horses left here in Ontario. We've already moved 20, and we'll move another 30 if we have to. Northfield Park will house 50 to 60. Tim will have some. We have our horses that will be in Indiana, horses in obviously, as I said, with Tim in Pennsylvania, with Irv in his end in Pennsylvania. So what we're looking at right now is not really that much different than you'd see in June. It's just a time frame pushed up, right? In a much more rushed setting, but at the same time rushed because I don't want to lose time with our youngsters. I don't want to lose time with our horses. And people might say, well, it shouldn't affect the youngsters. Well, it does, because around Mother's Day we start going fast and taking the horses over to Mohawk, and quite frankly, although I'm optimistic and hopeful racing will return on May 6th, I don't know if training will return. I don't know what racing will look like, and I don't know if I'm certain it'll return on the 6th. I have no idea. But I can't leave anything to chance. This is our barn. This is what you've invested a lot of your money and time and heart into, as have I and my family, and I need to make sure that we do the best we can and we get these things put together the best way we can. It's by no means seamless or perfect at this point, but it needs to get done, and I will get it done one way or another. So that is where I'm at right now. I would love to bring you who's in Harry's barn, Jason's barn, but it is chaotic right now. All the horses being cared for. We have lots of caretakers on this side because we just moved 14 horses out. But we will need to adjust how our team looks over the next couple of weeks on both sides of the border. So I am back in Ontario right now. I don't have to quarantine. I will be in the barn tomorrow with my mask on and my vaccination. I'll be in the barn and leaving again Wednesday morning, first thing, as soon as the babies are done training. I will be training the babies on Wednesday with James and Jimmy and Amy and Johnny and everyone else, and I will be leaving Wednesday afternoon. I can't leave Wednesday afternoon. I have to leave Wednesday at 11:30, 12 o'clock at the latest, to ensure that I can be at Northfield Park to sign in at 5 o'clock to drive Holy Chick in race number 1. So, now you know what I'm up against. Now you know where I'm headed. Now you know the direction, my thought process, where I am at right now. It's a lot to take in, but I think I got a handle on it now. As this week goes along, I think we'll have a much better idea of what the rest of 2021 will look like. It won't be much different than what June thereafter would look like, only it'll start to look like that in April. So, anyway, thank you so much for your patience, the kind words, the notes. Joe for his Starbucks card. Just, you know what? We're all in the same boat, and I'm doing the best I can. So, as the captain of this ship, I'm going to try and miss all the icebergs I can and get us into the summer as quickly and safely as I can. Take care, everybody.